Hi. A favorite dish in our house is French toast. But what if you could make a fresh berry sauce for it? Your blackberry, blueberry, raspberry, strawberry. That's what I'm going to show you how to do. So I'm going to come back in just a minute with everything assembled, and I'm going to show you how I do that. Hi, Cindy here from Backyard City Homestead. We are going to make some berry sauce. I'm going to put my apron on because berries stain badly. This is going to be wonderful, and it's going to be so quick and easy. So what I've got here is I have freeze-dried blackberries. I have freeze-dried raspberries, and I have freeze-dried blueberries. You probably already know this, but there is no richer source of antioxidants than berries, and the darker the color, the richer the source of antioxidants. So the only thing greater than, say, a blueberry or a blackberry for that is something called honeyberries or Hascaps. This came off of our bushes. This is the end of this season's Hascaps. So I am going to add them to our berry sauce today. So I'm going to just put the heat on very, very low for now. And I'm going to put in the raspberries. Then I'm going to put in the other berries. And I'm going to put in the Hascaps. Now let me just show you what a Hascap looks like. It's kind of like a blueberry, but it's oblong, so oval. And it's quite tarter than a blueberry, even tarter than a raspberry, but very delicious. And I've got 1 cup of water that I'm going to add. And that was probably about a cup of Hascaps. Fresher than fresh berries, 12 months of the year. So let me tell you what I mean when I say fresher than fresh. Most everything that we buy in the produce department, fruit or, well, mostly fruits, it's picked before it's ripe, and it is shipped a great distance. And that means that I'm not eating it in the day that it was picked. I'm not even eating it in 2 or 3 or 4 days of when it's picked. So it's not as fresh. Everything starts to deteriorate in the hour that it's picked. And so that kind of, that makes me want to eat it as quick to the time that I picked it as possible. The thing with Thrive Life freeze-dried fruits and vegetables, everything is picked ripe. And it is flash frozen, so it's picked, prepped, and flash frozen within 2 to 4 hours. Never longer than 6, but usually between 2 and 4 hours. That is pretty fresh. I am hard pressed to get it out of my backyard and on my table in 2 to 4 hours. So that is awesome. So I'm going to let this refresh for a few minutes, and then I'm going to thicken it with something different. All right, so our berries have been refreshing for just a few minutes, and they're pretty nice. And I only put 1 cup of liquid in that, and I think it's probably where I'd like it. I would like it just to be a little bit thicker. I'm going to taste it and see if I need to sweeten it. You know, because it's going to be a syrup, I am going to put a little bit of sweetener in it. You can use whatever sweetener you want. Use sugar, use honey, use whatever you want, but don't put too much in. Always taste test. So let me just have a look here. That's perfect. There's still a little bit of tartness, but it's just the way that I want it. So let me tell you something else that would be really nice in something like this. If I was making this in the winter and citrus was in season, I would put a little bit of fresh lemon in it. Citrus is not in season, it's June, but I do want a little bit of lemon. So I'm going to put in this powdered lemonade, but for all intents and purposes, it's not sweetened. It is in a base of non-GMO cane sugar, just to keep it a powder. And I'm not going to put in very much. I just think it would be really nice just to have a little bit of a little splash of lemon in there. And then I'm going to put in some chia seeds. Now you could sweeten this with cornstarch, of course. But if you'd use cornstarch, you have to heat it. It has to actually come at least to a slow boil for cornstarch to start thickening things up. And I don't want to boil these. I don't want to cook them any more than, well, I don't want to cook them at all, but I did heat them just to help them refresh a little bit. But I'm going to put in some, probably a tablespoon. I'll start with a tablespoon of chia seeds and then just see if it's the right thickness. Those chia seeds are going to disappear with all those raspberry seeds anyway. Nobody's even going to know that they're there. It's going to make it a little bit more gel-like, which is what I'm looking for. Look at that, beautiful. And did you know that chia seeds have protein in them? So about a tablespoon of chia seeds has probably 1.5 grams of protein. So that's a nice little bonus. And you know what? I think that's it. I think that is all I'm gonna do. So, all right, everything is ready. So I'm just gonna plate it up. Look at that. That is beautiful, nice deep yellow because they're nice fresh eggs. I'm gonna put on the sauce. And look at that texture. Like 1 tablespoon of chia seeds was all it took. And that's just the perfect consistency for what I was looking for. I don't want to cook it. I certainly don't want to boil it because I don't want to damage any of those wonderful nutrients, those antioxidants that I chose berries for. And I'm going to put lots on because I can, and there's very, very little sugar in there. Now, sometimes you might want a little bit of creaminess to that. I know that cream would be nice. I don't use cream as a general rule. This is yogurt, but if you wanted that, then just put a little bit of yogurt on the top. That's beautiful. Okay, let's give it a taste. Not that I have to, I know exactly what it's going to taste like. But if you wanted something like this, fresh, beautiful berry sauce, any time of the year, it doesn't have to be in the summer when the berries are in season, any time of the year, because freeze dried makes everything fresher than fresh. Here we go. That is just perfect. And like I say, if you want to sweeten yours up a little bit, you do whatever you want. You're the boss. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to go call everyone else and we're going to eat.